When European security planners gathered for their latest briefing this week, they expected routine updates on troop movements and intelligence alerts. What they got instead was a wave of developments that could reshape how NATO prepares for the next decade. Quiet warnings turned into urgent reassessments, and long-standing assumptions suddenly looked fragile. Today, three major developments take center stage, from missile deployments on NATO's eastern flank to a constitutional clash in Washington, to naval maneuvers in the Middle East that could disrupt global trade. First, the tension line in Eastern Europe is sharpening. NATO confirmed that the alliance will accelerate the deployment of advanced air defense systems to Poland and the Baltic states. Officials say this includes new long-range missile interceptors and radar systems capable of tracking hypersonic threats. Defense ministers described the move as precautionary but necessary, following a series of unidentified drone incursions near alliance borders. For these frontline states, it marks one of the most significant upgrades to their defensive posture in years, and a signal that NATO intends to harden every inch of its eastern shield. Meanwhile, in Washington, legal battle erupted over presidential authority once again. A bipartisan group of lawmakers introduced a bill aimed at restricting the president's power to deploy U.S. combat forces abroad without congressional approval. The legislation comes after reports that military planners had drafted contingency options for rapid response operations in several hotspots. Lawmakers warned that shadow authorizations risk dragging the country into conflicts that Congress has not sanctioned. They argue that any major deployment, whether in the Middle East, Africa, or Latin America, must undergo full scrutiny. It's a constitutional collision point, one that could shape U.S. foreign policy for years. And far from Capitol Hill, another flashpoint is emerging. In the Red Sea, a series of naval encounters between Western coalition ships and armed drone operators has escalated tensions along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. This week, U.S. and allied vessels intercepted multiple drones and anti-ship missiles aimed at commercial tankers. Maritime security groups warn that these attacks have already forced several shipping companies to reroute vessels, adding days of travel time and millions in fuel costs. With global supply chains still vulnerable, even a short disruption could ripple across markets worldwide. But the story doesn't stop there. Intelligence officials quietly revealed that several major powers are now accelerating their naval modernization programs in response to these growing threats. Satellite images show rapid construction at multiple shipyards, from the Western Pacific to the Mediterranean, signaling a global shift toward new maritime competition. At the same time, diplomats warn that back-channel negotiations have stalled, raising concerns that regional tensions may spill over into direct confrontation. Energy analysts say even a temporary blockade in the Red Sea could send fuel prices surging, affecting households thousands of miles away. Humanitarian groups are already preparing contingency plans in case shipping delays disrupt deliveries of essential goods. And inside NATO headquarters, planners admit privately that the alliance is entering a more unpredictable security cycle, one where crises may overlap instead of appearing one at a time. But behind these headline events lie deeper shifts, in alliances, in power projection, and in the legal frameworks that govern conflict. Missiles along NATO's borders. Debates in Congress over who decides war and peace. Naval warnings echoing over critical sea lanes. And the central questions now stand. Will NATO's expanded missile shield deter aggression or fuel a harsher military standoff in Europe? Can Congress reassert authority over foreign interventions, or will executive power continue to expand unchecked? And will the naval coalition in the Red Sea calm the waters, or provoke a wider confrontation with those behind the attacks? Because in this new era, decisions made in command rooms, legislature halls, and naval decks are shaping the world far more than speeches or statements. Steel, strategy, surveillance. These are the forces redrawing today's map. For now, what remains clear is this: global security is shifting fast and quietly, and those who follow the turning points must stay alert. Thank you for watching. We'll continue tracking these developments, carefully, clearly, and relentlessly.